Hercules solo or along Shen jungle, that could be the case.
It's queso, man. You never know what you're getting. You never know what's inside the queso. It just tastes good. That's usually what I say. But we'll see if it tastes good this time around. Queso up against Simplicity. Game 1 coming at you.
The idea of the Hercules here specifically. His passive works out for what's going on here. Driving strikes incredibly impressive for both stealing and killing, just like that.
That was a good shot from Orchi because the Deathbane had actually got his Wrath of Terra comes out from Genetics. But looks like they're not going to continue too much, though. Nuance gone up. She could be in trouble of getting pulled. No, they find Draco instead. He's
going to dash on out of there, still get zigzagged, and gives his life. Good job, though, from the support to step in front of initiation that Simplicity really have. Frozen is going to look to initiate on the back line, one by one, not look for a whole teammate. By the way, level 9, completed Bancroft. Worst Turtle, got that kill, baby!
And Frozen came into even the score, though. Death Panter's the one that got you actual credit. Big boulder coming his way, but Frozen jukes it. Fire Shard's not going to be enough without the actual to make this composition work. Because it is difficult. Like, Wind is Maniac, you know, initiated Wind as he trying to help in the back line. His Worst Turtle has to ult defensively, can't line up on Frozen, and that's too much damage from Death Panther. Bladed arrow there on the mark, and Worst Turtle goes down. The next finds a pull as well, but that is a tanky Hercules. Could be some trouble though for Death Panther. You could absolutely hurt an Uller, but a great pull from Genetics brings Draco Marina right back in, and he doesn't have any help in the knockups yet. He goes down to the dot damage. Genetics showing up on the Sylvanas so far.
Vision's ult is down as well. QUESO going to look for the fight underneath the tower though, and after the fact, Chekio does take down the mid laner and the tier 1. So perhaps Team QUESO were just...
And again, this is what Merlin can do so well for your team, especially if he's in that fire stance. Fire Giant already well below half, and it's only Julio who's nearby to try and get in. He goes to the Nine Church Blessing, but a great knock-up and a pull, but it's still not enough. QUESO take away the objective, but Frozen wants blood. Warchi falls down on the back end, but Frozen in trouble. It's 1-for-1 as Draco joins the fight.
Muy caliente, Team QUESO steal the Fire Giant. They're going to take care of Genetics as well. 2 players down in Simplicity jerseys, and Team QUESO, muy rápido, looking for more damage. Worst Turtle, there it is. Oh, the Aegis is good, but the Water Hands will be better.
No mas, no
mas.
There's
the one. See you later. Hasta luego, my homie.
Good to keep Julio off, but they just didn't have the burst in that small window, and now Streak Up might be in trouble. He flickers and actually does get away from the boulder. Meanwhile, Worst Turtle falls to the pressure from Maniac. The mid Phoenix is going to go down, and they should be able to make it out. In fact, they might want Maniac too. Chekio burns the snake, and now Team QUESO can finally...
Been ready, so just sort of blinks in and hits wisps. Team QUESO jumping in more.
A big 9 turns blessing from Julio takes beads from everyone. Genetics has the knockup, but Chekio's immune into the airstrike. That means Team QUESO have to fall back, but the tick damage takes Chekio down. Even with the airstrike, he can't get away.
Zone control.
Could be trouble here for Julio. That's a great Cobus Kiss to interrupt the 72 transformations, but Julio has a ton of friends on their way. Draco Marino blinks in and Streak Up deleted. Froy's in some trouble as well as Fire Charge brings him low. Julio, though, having trouble keeping up with the very fast Serket, and she makes it out of there, but I don't know if the chase is entirely done. Worst Turtle wrapping around. If he can land a knockup, Froy's gonna have little chance getting out. The Water Hands are too strong, and that's 2 picks for QUESO as they keep that direction. As now Simplicity the ones pushing forward, and they want the fight. Maniac goes in the back line and brings Warchi down to half HP. Genetics blinks in and forces out the beads with the Wrath of Terra. He's been stunned out as well. They need the rest of the damage to get here. Warchi goes into Fire Shards, and Froizen's gonna be right there to clean up. Cobra's Kiss, and Maniac re-engages.
Warchi goes down, but Chekio is there to answer back. Maniac's gonna fall. It's a mid for a solo, and you're right, you can't do that. Team QUESO are gonna surge forward, and Worst Turtle is still around, healthy and ready to go.
But it seemed like Maniac didn't trust Froizen to be able to clean up that kill. I don't know that he had to reinitiate. Now Genetics in trouble too as Julio locks him down. It's 1-for-2 in QUESO's favor, and the way Draco's Marino's moving with that shield of regrowth, he's not worried.
They just get stepped on, so Team QUESO splitting up Simplicity, very important to prevent them from landing combos.
But QUESO have to find a way to all in. They can't let these Sylvanas Wisp heal, and that's all in for you. Maniac removed, and yet again he falls into
that. Again, if Serket goes tank, he can actually afford to be less tanky.
That's too much damage though from Worst Turtle as Froizen gets deleted. Fire Giant, the enhanced version now in their sights. Genetics wants to blink in for the steal, but they baited him. They halted DPS and stopped him on the ring. Now the Fire Giant goes down, and all 5 members of QUESO.
And the phase of the Fire Giant as well.
Well, they're going to move right into the Titan room, and I don't know if there's enough members up. They did just get Maniac back to try and slow this down, but QUESO have the Titan already at half HP, but they're starting to fall back, Tom. I don't think they can do this. They're going to look for the fight instead. Warchi in trouble as the snake comes in and flattens him, but it's not enough for the kill, and he has to use the third hit to retreat. And if not, it's not the end of the world.
Exactly. Go for it. Well, what's the quote?
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and that's why Worst Turtle's taking his shot right here. Worst Turtle is able to get a big crushing wave, and Death Panner pays the price. Fire Shards gets Aegis, though, and Froizen finds a return kill of his own. Boulder off the mark, thought it might bounce, and Genetics has to run for his tree life.
Yeah, Draco's been looking for those, like I said. I like it. Keep looking for them. Draco has to hit the driving strike. I don't mind if you're missing the ults, Draco, but you gotta hit the Falcon kick. Nice job, though, as Warchi cleans it up anyway.
Turtle have plenty of damage. They might just move right on through to the Titan room and disregard the mid lane Phoenix. It looks like that is indeed the call. Streak Up being controlled by Draco Marino, and no one's there to stop DPS on the Titan. QUESO take game one, and it all comes back to the Fire Giant steal.
Beside an ADC.
Well, it's just going to be exploiting the no CC immunity from Erlong Shen, as is Uller. The Cripple Kraken combination is really going to exploit the front line, I think, out of QUESO.
An interesting draft from Simplicity. QUESO basically sticking to their guns with
a better character.
Right.
And really, what was QUESO doing with the Nuwa? We did see Warchi at least 3 times use that ultimate.
What a hammer, by the way, from Genetics. That was sick. And now Draco Marino goes down. Death Panner finds first blood. Easy. Where exactly we want him, I mean, maybe against this Uller, it can sometimes be vulnerable, or maybe just right here at the mid-harvest as the fight kicks off. Genetics already in the ult.
He's by himself, though. There's going to be a kick and a flip and a whirlpool to separate the opposition. But Worst Turtle comes through with a big old ult, puts the damage down, and Chekio confirms it. Streak Up answers back, taking down Worst Turtle.
Let's make that 1-for-1 to get this.
And like I said, Team QUESO only hit the sideboard because they have to. Warchi only switches characters because he's banned.
Exactly where I want to see Froizen ganking, though. This Uller, it's just so hard to get away. Yeah, go for it, man.
About?
Yeah, put a bunch of words in it, too, as Susano charges up the ult from over the wall. That was huge initiation, and Chekio goes down. I love the play there from Froizen. He's really stepped up for number 1, where maybe there was some degree of question if he was tanky enough. Froizen, though, yet again, right in the thick of it all. No surprise, as Warchi goes down. Draco Marino in some trouble as well. That's a big heal he gets off, but it's not enough. A double for the Susano, who's stepping in for Simplicity.
Objective, and we got an objective, baby.
Yeah, maybe like the stuff after the stuff, something like that. Well, he was able to make it happen as Genetics is in some trouble. That transformation or de-transformation, but he sidesteps the wave. He doesn't live, but I love the way he gets out of the way of the water. Worst Turtle pays for his crimes as Froizen returns to complete the killing spree.
Froizen has just been able to get off the ground. This is what he wanted to do on the Suket, but just wasn't really given the opportunity.
Stinger off the mark, so Chekio feels emboldened to step up now. Hail of Arrows lands, but another member does fall. It's Warchi, and I think that was in the 1v1. Death Panner just catches him out, but now Froizen's rotated over. Doesn't have a pull. It has to be mindful with Draco Marino here, but he's got Genetics with his back as well. That's why he jumps back in, but the boulder brings Froizen low, and it'll be very difficult to make his way out now. Good blink, but a better stun from Genetics. Worst Turtle can't hit the water hands, but can hit the knockup.
I'm a fan of aggro when you get into
Froizen in some trouble. He gets pulled back in, and as well as he's played, I don't think he can get away from 4. Nice.
In a language, and I think that the way people speak is really important to their culture. And if you're going to create a
but you don't have to make a new culture. It's the same world. It's just post-apocalyptic. You can still be.
World. We're on planet Neptune, which is not in the same Milky Way, by the way. It's a different.
He does like the daze effect, yeah. Draco Marino might be in trouble. He's inside the cripple field, knocked up as well by the Kraken, and that's a dead Draco Marino. Not a lot of tankiness by way of against that magic damage. They get away from Argus on the right-hand side, and that means Genetics goes right into the Draconic Corruption. They want more blood here. Worst Turtle in some trouble. Gets off the crushing wave and hits multiple people, but Froizen puts him in the dirt 2-for-1.
That was a really rough play, an uncharacteristic play from Draco Marino. Julio finds another. Maniac on the chase. A good heal off the ultimate, though. Froizen in the back line, getting hit up by Chekio. Jumped on that. There's their Goomba Stomp. Number 8, 13 QUESO.
That was huge that Worst Turtle was at least able to get a good amount of damage off before he died. That's what brought everyone low enough for exactly this, where Maniac's in some trouble, and they can find their 4th kill. It's only Streak Up who remains. A lot of these charges offensively, but the last one likely defensively as Death Panther gets chased out by Argus. Warchi ends up falling to the damage from Streak Up, and Maniac stuck around with Chekio this low.
Chekio's got to run away to the left side. He'll be good. Serket walking through the tower. There's the blink, the driving strike as well. The baseball! He almost hit himself twice. I would have died.
That would have been very funny as Worst Turtle ends up getting caught by a nice play there from Genetics, but he still has time to turn around and get off some good damage, but then after that, Maniac puts him down. Julio finds Streak Up, though, at the very least, and he's going to keep right on going. Draco Marino wants to tangle as well, since there's two here. Gets off a nice heal, and next goes right into his own ultimate as well, as Streak Up is just getting beat by Argus. That's a ton of damage to remove the Amusin Cobb from relevancy. Maniac wants to get in some trouble. A good Whirlpool to slow them down, but the boulder and the damage from Warchi are just too good. Maniac takes a trip back to base the hard way.
Julio stuck under the tower, finally finds his way out. Big knockup from Freuchen, but he's knocked right back down. Second on the player damage for his team is the Worst Turtle, and he finds a kill as well.
And he'll still do what they want as Warchi eggs out the crack of the middle lane. Argus drops down too, but Warchi in more trouble than he is in any good. Has the health shield, but it's not enough. Streak Up removes him from the game.
Even that one, that Kraken, which was subjectively a bad Kraken, winds up making a huge impact. And that was the first 4 Kraken we've seen. Every other one has really largely hit. Freuchen going to continue his reign of terror. Worst Turtle into the enemy team. I don't know about that one, buddy.
He takes everybody to the beach, but it just don't get it done. Streak Up finds Chekio, and now it's just Draco Marino left. And Simplicity might even have a chance trying even. I like the idea, though. If he could have got back there and maybe got Streak Up or one of these damage dealers, maybe they'd have a chance. But it looks like no. Simplicity going to move right into the Titan room, and they're still 2 seconds away from Warchi being able to join them to help out. Draco Marino goes down. There's a lot of low HP bars. The Titan among them, and it's well below half. Warchi falls yet again to complete the deicide. Simplicity tie it up, and we got ourselves a Game 3.
Very excited to see Simplicity answer.
QUESO versus Simplicity, Game 3, down to the wire now. QUESO trying to upset the number 2 seed and get themselves one step closer to the midseason invitational. Finch and Tom.
Little squirrel that he is. Can't quite stop them. Death Panther, though, might need some help as he ends up falling in the middle lane. It's Worst Turtle getting the party started early.
Maybe they weren't tanky enough. He was talking about Julio, but I think Maniac falls the same conversation. You brought up concerns as well.
There's a full-on concerted effort to make sure that Julio dies, and it works up, and Worst Turtle has to disengage, though Genetics can't find either stun, and Worst Turtle should be out of there.
Meanwhile, there's going to be a Draco Marino wrapping around from the backside, knock up, pushed away, pushed one more time. A stun is good. Genetics still alive, but he gets followed up by the jungler. It's 2-1.
And that's how you capitalize, man, that D-transformation when he turns back into the dwarf from that dragon form. Had the knock up there waiting for him, and that's set up for a very clean push from Draco. And another clean push right there into Freuchen. So yeah, Draco can keep playing Hercules. I won't bring it up again. And you said it before, keep an eye on these ultimates until when it's real. Death Panther goes up too, and that means they're all in. 2 knockups land on the backside, and Maniac starts to try to go underground. Draco Marino, though, takes too much poke. That's all Streak Up, even though Freuchen's the one that gets the kill. But can the Rat make it back out? He absolutely leashed. Julio's even had time to make his way to the engagement as well. Worst Turtle, though, in the sights of Freuchen, and with a little bit of help from Death Panther, he goes down. A clean pick, grabbing at least for now. And now Genetics and the rest team have to find their way in. They sleep a little bit too much, and the objective goes down, but they at least have a chance to reinitiate. But good ultimate from Warchi, well timed. He got the damage in on the Maniac as well before the World Serpent comes back up, so that's huge from the Scylla that time.
Who's gonna dash away on the right side, triple knockup, triple kickflip, and there's the boulder to do it as well. Draco Marino, man, what a play!
Well, it's Julio with the Galaxy Brain by baiting it right.
Is certainly a Galaxy Brain individual.
He gets it done.
You know what? I'm kind of kidding and having a good time, but Julio looks for those types of rapper plays all the time. Genetics, on the other hand, that was brain. At any point, I will always give respect to someone that's watching the VOD back, watching the tape, seeing how it went, and looking at the game from multiple lights. So I got to give him a thumbs up.
I appreciate it too, as Chekio gets caught out too far forward. Rough. Death Panther has a ton of damage. Maniac does have 3 members busy and makes it into that ultimate. Warchi has to respond by going into the I'm a Monster, and he's waiting on where he'll land for that 3rd time. It's over the wall, and I'm a Monster's there. Now he just needs Worst Turtle to pick up the baton, but he ends up getting the shell. Maniac baits for so long and buys his team some time for Streak Up to get to Warchi.
It's a little too late for Team QUESO, though. The ball goes over the top. Death Panther dashes into the wall.
That's on zoning duty. Well below half. Julio stunned out as well, and Simplicity secure the EFG.
That's the mistake right there, and
Yeah.
that one could turn around and be a big deal. Death Panda goes up and down. Queso's in trouble, and Death Panda's ultimate's on cooldown. He wasted it, but Team Queso is on the run. Julio blinks away from the Yorman gun.
That was huge. He got enough time to get the heal off in the 9 turns blessing, so they might be able to make it out, but we cannot say the same for Chekio or Draco Marino. Julio still stands at this point, as Froizen's actually low enough to where Worst Turtle. Draco Marino will now frontline. He's got Julio to back up. Warchi's used Sentinel aggressively to try and come join in the fight, so Maniac just sits on him. He knows he doesn't have a way back out, but it does still work out anyway. Julio finds Streak up way in the backline, and Warchi still clings to life, but maybe not for long. Maniac takes him out, and it's Hunter for mid laner.
Maniac getting perhaps the most important kill in this team fight. Julio did a great job of getting to the back line and kind of punishing what Streak Up was able to do, but Queso still need to continue.
I just don't know why Warchi had to use the Sentinel there at all. Freudian now is backing up, and Worst Turtle is on the back line to find a 2-man knockup with the Typhoon. That's huge. Death Panner low, but Freudian's the target. He blinks right towards him. Chekio finds Maniac. Draco Marino puts Death Panner in the dirt, and Freudian has to leave on the left-hand side, but Chekio is out for blood. He can't find the knockup, and it looks like he doesn't have the dash either.
It's been done a great job of kind of separating it out from
That's exactly right. As Warchi in some trouble. He's able to use beads to get away. Has to use I'm a Monster as well. Froizen looks like maybe it was out of range. It couldn't quite catch him out. That's Aegis 2 now from Warchi as Julio's low in the back line.
Oh no.
But Maniac keeps up the harassment. Streak Up punishes Worst Turtle. Maniac finds Warchi, and even though the Serpent's in some trouble, this is exactly the fight they want. Draco Marino has to jump away defensively as well, so Streak Up jumps in aggressively on his own. They don't have quite the damage from this range, but this fight's all Simplicity.
Adaptation. Simplicity by Maniac and Freudian. The rest is history, folks.
Well, time to move into the Titan room. Chekio's low already, has to return back to the fountain. Draco Marino gets chunked as well. The Titan's still healthy for now, but that's because no eyes have turned toward. That's a good taunt from Julio into the boulder from Draco Marino, but now that Maniac's in the World Serpent, it's just too much damage. Simplicity grabbed the win, and despite how strong Queso look, they end up going down 2-1.
Another fantastic job from Simplicity, just adapting. As I said, now I was joking about them listening to us. They can't actually do that. Of course. But no,